I'm just saying, this is not accurate. This is wrong. This is not going to happen. Okay, you cover everyone, so you can't possibly truly know anyone. So, the first reason why we know he's wrong, the Cowboys are in their win-it window, willingly getting rid of current, really good players for future dart throws, guesswork. You're gonna bust. Okay, if it was truly about just evaluating tangibles, nobody would be wrong. It's clearly not. It's obviously not. Probably should have the white noise on over there in the corner to make sure my daughter doesn't hear me. I imagine I'm venturing out, stepping out on the limb, guessing that I'm gonna get pretty animated at some point. This conversation today is gonna elevate my heart rate just a little bit more, to say the least. But we got ASMR version of what we traditionally do here, and I hope y'all are all right with that. But it's what we got. It's the hand I'm dealt. I'm here in the living room. I don't feel like walking down, unlocking the shop, taking everything that I got currently right here, and potentially stirring up the whole house and taking an extra 10 to 12 minutes to set up and mic check and all the other bells and whistles that come with my normal production. So the first point that I want to make has something, or actually absolutely nothing to do with the real topic at hand, which of course we're discussing Kenny Clark and Bill Barnwell yet again. And I think you guys are really going to appreciate the perspective. I hope you do, okay? And if that's the case, just before we get in too deep of a tangent and on a roll here, within our flow state, we just make sure, double check, look down, make sure that you're subscribed. If you are, hit the like button for me. That's the best, by far the cheapest, because it's free, and the easiest way to go ahead and help me out. We're pushing towards 10K here, but 95,000 across all social media platforms can't be wrong. At the same time, if they are, that's, I guess that's the eighth wonder of the world. That's a significant coincidence, okay? Foxborough forever. Once again, this has nothing to do with what we're going to talk about today. Obviously a Patriots fan, so shout out to him. He saw a Super Bowl participation this year, which is something that we're all excited for, right? He says, I can assure you there's no better value in the second round. George Pickens would completely change the way defenses game plan against you. If Mike Vrabel is who we think he is, Pickens is not a problem. First and foremost, to Foxborough forever, I respect the third line. Well, I guess the third line of what you said here. If Mike Vrabel is who he is, who we think he is, then Pickens is not a problem. You're spot on accurate about the last part of that. He's not. That's the good news, but for you, it's the bad news all at the same time. I can assure you that George Pickens ain't going anywhere. The second round pick stuff is all the George Pickens reporting lately is wrong, and we're going to talk about that either tomorrow or Wednesday. I don't know which. Tomorrow's my wife's birthday, so we'll see how much work gets done. I really want to just make today as special as I possibly can for her. And happy birthday to my soon-to-be wife of 6 years. Freaking so proud of where we currently are, how far we've come to this point in our lives. It's special to think about, and it's another reason why I was just content being in here. I didn't want to be too far away from her while I was recording this, but I am doing her a favor, hopefully by recording this episode tonight, having it posted and scheduled for tomorrow. That way, tomorrow's her day, no matter what. So we'll see how much I get done tomorrow, if at all, and if my prediction on when I'm gonna, break that down if that comes true or not. We shall see, okay? We roll with the punches. But the bad news for Foxborough Forever is Pickens isn't a problem. See, that's the only way that you're getting him is if he is. And if he is, then that second round value that he's referencing is a significant overpay. If there's something that wrong with George Pickens that the Cowboys are willing to let him go for that little, which there isn't, we know this. The sports below the surface truth for the true fan, you guys here at the Lando Show, you know that. This is to anybody who's seeing me for the first time, and welcome to those people. I'm sorry that you're seeing me this way, but it was meant to be, all right? So I just hope that clears that up because I know it's a weird time right now. There's lots of the recency bias with everything that went down with Micah. Fans are jaded still by that. Trust me, I talk to them on the daily. I interact with them here, responding to them there, seeing them in person everywhere. It's my favorite part about this job. We ain't never short on things to talk about, too. Let me tell you that. That's obvious. But it takes me to today's, I don't know, they got official titles, what I'm going to roll with right now. I have no idea what I'm going to call it. But I jokingly stated earlier that the headlines, or the content, more specifically, it writes itself. And that's the case here, okay? No chat GPT assistance necessary whatsoever. It literally writes itself, and that's the case yet again for Bill Barnwell. The first thing I want to do, hopefully this is not too loud. Once again, my daughter, I just heard her in there. She rolled over and turned on her bear that talks and also like projects. How long ago? 3 months ago, okay? This project, so let's just call it, this is February. Let's go back January, December. Let's call it the end of November, which I believe, if memory serves, when the trade deadline was. I don't remember the exact date. You guys are with me, but let's just say November, okay? Bill Barnwell he went on his little tirade, right? Similar to what he's doing right now. He gave his opinions on the Cowboys trade for Quinnen Williams. And this was my initial reaction to that.
So let me first start by saying to Bill Barnwell, Seth Walder, or otherwise, this isn't hard feelings. This is just me owing my community the sports below the surface truth that they come here for, that they deserve. All right, so I'm always going to act and speak on their behalf. Because the only thing that I know how to do is to objectively report the sports below the surface truth. And when you sit here and you tell us, fans on a global scale, given your platform, ESPN, that the Cowboys overpaid. And let me make it clear too, it's not just I don't care that you think that they overpaid. It's that you can't be correct if you state as a matter of fact that they overpaid or underpaid. You might think that they got a steal, that they paid less than what they should have paid to get Quinnen Williams. You're still wrong. Okay, but specifically to their notion, overpaying for Quinnen Williams, you can't make that statement. And be completely honest about it. Because that is not, and it's not rooted in fact. And the reason is because we don't know what those picks are going to turn out to be. We won't know for a while. We definitely don't know right now. But we will never know who the Cowboys would have otherwise selected with those picks. So do you see how evaluating an overpay versus an underpay is contingent upon knowing what those picks turn into. But even that contingency is flawed because the Cowboys are never going to be the ones that actually make those decisions anyway.
Okay. So you get the point. At least I hope you do. So this is round 2. Don't necessarily love doing these, but you heard me there. I still believe wholeheartedly here. I owe it to y'all to call this stuff out. If this is what people are running with, much like, once again, tomorrow's topics, George Pickens and the public pandering, the smear campaign, if you will, I realized I left a lot of open-ended questions, or a lot to be contextualized with my initial response. I've kind of been on one today. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know. I guess I needed to vent about some stuff. So I got it off my chest, and now I want to make sure that people understand exactly what I'm saying and exactly where I'm at, because it's pretty explosive, right? So here we go. I'm gonna push pause for right now because I gotta use the restroom. I'll be right back. Swear I go potty more than my toddlers do, but it's okay. We're back. I pooped school, Daddy. That's what my middle child is obsessed with telling me right now. She likes to remind me that she stopped her potty training in that moment and pooped in her pants right there in school in the middle of class. So that's kind of some of the stuff that we're dealing with here in the Holyfield house. Never a dull moment. I guess it's because I'm always drinking these goated drinks like this. Hint water, Trip. I wish one of y'all would hit me up. Sign a lifetime contract right now. I swear I would. Okay, where were we? So we just kind of refreshed your memory on our recent rebuttal to Bill Barnwell. One that, just for clarity's sake, will, and I believe it'll play out in our favor, especially considering we're already also working on what will most likely be Thursday's project, Quinnen Williams, and what his forecasted here from us, right? No sources or anything, just our guesswork, our homework, that he will be extended as part of the Cowboys 7 simple steps that we unpacked about a month and a half ago now, to printing money for an aggressive free agency period. Really important to consider that, those of you who are lifers or labbers with me here, which is also relevant. Okay, just quick announcement: the membership option for the Lando Show is officially active. So for those of you who are interested, there's 2 tiers for right now. Still hashing some things out. It is subject to change, but you can directly support me, take one step further, and support me financially there, as opposed to for free just by subscribing, which still I truly appreciate every single one of you guys. This is for you because I am you. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And thank you for those of you who helped me get here, seriously. So Quinnen Williams, we think, is going to age out because the Cowboys are going to extend him, which means that he's going to be their cornerstone piece of their defense for their championship window. Okay, their win-it window, because of what they did when they decided to go for it all in, right, back in 2024 with Dak Prescott, giving him the extension. More ASMR for you. That'll probably definitely wake my kids up. That's all right. It's worth it. See, Trip, I'm telling you, come on. I'm not playing around. God, they're so good. Okay. Give me life, man. So now, we have the next worst thing, okay? Even worse, I would argue, because even still, his declaration of it being a massive overpay for Quinnen Williams at the time, it was hypothetical, right? It was kind of his opinion. It was what we'll never truly know or be able to prove, right? So he's covered there, right? He knows what he's doing. He's a smart guy. But this one, I just don't get it. I don't understand, right? How head up rear can you truly be? Right? I get it. You work for ESPN. You're tasked with covering everything and everyone. So you're not in the weeds the way that we are. You don't have access to the people who are truly inside that building. And if you do, who knows what their agenda is? Because of that's the real propaganda, right? Because of the propaganda that's constantly being pushed. That doesn't mean that Bill Barnwell has bad intentions. We don't know. We should not suggest that at all. That's not what this is. I'm just saying this is not accurate. This is wrong. This is not going to happen. Okay, you cover everyone, so you can't possibly truly know anyone. I don't know why that TV keeps playing. You can't possibly know the things that we know here. The things that people who know even more than I know here. Frisco. The people in Frisco, right? Not the people in Bristol, Connecticut. Frisco, Texas. That's where you get your information. So as part of what I teased, that I need to clarify my context tomorrow on George Pickens and the real public propaganda, the public pandering, the smear campaign, is stuff like this. People who don't know because they can't truly know. Okay, but there's three very specific reasons. I'm going to read some of this so that we're all on the same page, okay? I probably should do that first. So here we go. And there I go getting animated. I told y'all. Try to tell you. I need to chill out. Take a trip. You feel me? All right, Bengals get defensive tackle Kenny Clark and a 2027 7th-round pick. This is Bill Barnwell's proposal. ESPN.com, okay? Projecting for the world to see. Bengals get Kenny Clark in a 2027 7. Cowboys get a 2027 6. So not even imminent capital, future considerations. A singular future dart throw, the back end of the 2027 6th round. What? Okay, so the first reason why we know he's wrong, the Cowboys are in their win-it window, willingly getting rid of current really good players, which we'll get to that part in just a second. Willingly getting rid of current really good players for future dart throws, guesswork, bust ability, probability, developmental period, right? The guessing game. You can't evaluate the mind of the athlete, which is what matters most. We talk about this all the time. The sports psychology that we love and pay so much attention here to. You're gonna bust. Okay, if it was truly about just evaluating tangibles, nobody would be wrong. It's clearly not. It's obviously not. Are you willing to do everything that it takes to be a pro? Yes or no? Future guesswork, dart throws, in exchange for current really good veteran players? Never in a million years, in general. But here's the kicker. Here's the cherry on top, all right? 3 reasons why we know. This was my initial response when I read this. It's going to take me a second to get to it. Just be patient with me, please. Okay. So more on this later, because this was right after I got done talking about Quinnen Williams and his extension. Knowing I was already going to do the same thing for Kenny Clark, but then I see this before I have the ability to say that. Then I say, we'll do the same exercise with Kenny Clark next. Don't worry. But we know he's not getting traded. Okay? I need to write this down so I don't forget it, by the way, for the intro. See, I don't have my notebook with me, y'all. Hold on. Okay. We're going to do the same exercise with Kenny Clark. Don't worry. We know he's not getting traded. So then I wanted to clarify. I shouldn't say we know, because we don't know for sure. Okay? But here's what we know. Number one, he's still very good. Number two, he was one of the focal points throughout the postseason presser. We'll unpack number one the rest of this week all over our Twitter handle. So if you want to check out my thoughts as I'm just refreshing my memory and building my arsenal that I will be deploying in favor of and on behalf of Kenny Clark, y'all can follow me at The Lando Show on X. That's probably the easiest way to interact with me, or to guarantee that I see like your initial question. I always get back to stuff on the YouTube side, especially once you are a member. Those member messages, those all get shown first. Every question that you have, it gets answered, no matter what. And if it doesn't get answered in the comments section of wherever you ask it, or in the chat that you get direct access to, then I will answer it or potentially use it as sort of the foundation for an entire project. I'll just dedicate an entire project to it. If it's a polarizing topic, if there's a lot of confusion about it, or if there's just genuine concern, we'll tackle it. We'll do whatever we gotta do. So y'all just rock with me, okay? Keep rocking. Keep trusting the process with me. Almost to 10K here, 95,000 across all socials, man. I'm so proud of what we're doing. But it's because of you, because I am still you. And I know that this stuff needs the real truth. And Bill Barnwell is the reason. Sorry, I shouldn't say he. I think he's a good person. I think he's really smart. He loves football. He's just trying to do his job. Sorry, I'm making notes for the intro as things come. I gotta just write stuff down, man. I need a producer so bad. I need a manager so bad. We'll get there one day. I just don't have the time or the ability to pay for one. But that's why, we're creating new things for you guys to continue to go above and beyond for in such a really cool, really spectacular way, man. Giving back is the ultimate goal, and we'll get there someday. But this is the next step, is to continue to take that leap of faith with me, go above and beyond, become a member, and support the work that we do here. All right, there's some perks involved, and you guys can read about them. But number one, he's still very good. Number two, he's one of the focal points throughout the postseason presser. We unpack that directly on this channel. Like I said, all over X, we'll unpack number one for the rest of the week as we're just going through, watching every single snap from last year. Number three, this is the kicker. This is the cherry on top that we teased earlier. Jerry's ego. One of the most, forever probably, one of the most controversial trades. Unless the Cowboys win a Super Bowl, then it's a no-brainer. But it'll be one of those things that people in Cowboys Nation always hold Jerry to the fire for. For the ultimate, regardless of what led to what happened, it's irrelevant. Micah Parsons got traded. The Cowboys defense went on to be one of the worst in NFL history. Jerry's got that hanging over his head. It's part of the reason why we've come to the conclusion of what we have come to the conclusion of about this team, their change that we've been tracking for 10 plus months, everywhere, on every platform, especially this one, athlonsports.com. They have to do something different, because they've continued doing something different since 2024, truly, deeply. That's when everything sort of started. That's when just 3 years of recouping the losses from the 2020 calendar year when COVID hit and nobody was in the stands. Jerry had to really keep that budget tight, right? The family trust came first. But it's back to football because ego is involved now. That's number 3. You can't sell before you even really have a chance to see it through. What you gave up, the most controversial trade in Cowboys history, potentially. Not the great trade robbery now. It ain't going to live up to those standards, but this is going to be one of those ones that lives in infamy. And it's because of number 3. Kenny Clark is a focal point moving forward, not a tradable asset. And damn sure not a tradable asset for a measly future dart throw of a 6th-round pick. Ain't happening. Other products or projects to look out for coming soon. This is why you make sure you're subscribed, okay? I'll tell you what I'll be talking about in the very near future, hopefully this week, on all of the above. And the 4th is actually going to be Dan Rogers' article from today about Terrence Steele. That's a great discussion because it's one of the 7 simple steps to the Cowboys printing money. Dan Rogers of bloggingtheboys.com wrote a great piece, and I highly recommend reading it. If I remember, I'll link that for you in the description. No guarantees, though. Unless you're a member, then you got it. No, just text me, and I'll I'll sprint and get it done for you. Now, all jokes aside, where are we at? Here we go. What's to come, what you can expect to see on the channel in the very near future. Okay, remember, I'm wearing every hat, so sometimes things get lost in translation, but we're working. We're working behind the scenes every single day. We got merchandise coming. We got new partnerships potentially on the horizon. Currently working with Waggle for the remainder of 2026 and Justin Boots for all your Western wear. Okay, you can go there. Those 2 links are in the description below. And you can get a discount for all your golf-related or just life in general. They got something for everybody at Waggle. Get your waggleon.com. Okay, and then all your Western wear. Just use code TheLandoShow for a 15% discount, and that tremendously helps out this channel too. Okay, so there's a lot of really exciting things in the works, and I'll just the only thing I know I'm gonna do is continue doing what I'm currently doing and just hammering away and just being myself to the best of my ability and just being real and building something special here, something that's in the works, incredible. Just because once again the interactions that I've had recently in person, where people just tell me like, dude, just keep going, keep doing what you're doing. Because we're listening, and it needs to be said, right? It needs to be, the work that you're doing needs to be done. So, at your service, man. I appreciate y'all more than you know. Remember that prayer changes things, and the war's already won.